Today, we're going to cover the basics of getting started in Google Classroom. My name is Rebecca Simons, and welcome to the Educate community. This is the first of a three-part series on Google Classroom. In this video, we're going to cover how to access Google Classroom and log in for the first time, how to create a class, class settings, general settings, how to add students and co-teachers, and finally, a navigation overview focusing on the features you'll find on the homepage, the main menu, and the classroom. Google Classroom is a powerful way to start integrating technology in your classroom. It serves as a learning hub where you can create and post assignments and materials, students can submit their work, and you can provide feedback and grade all in one place. It's truly all about making learning more accessible for our students. You can access Google Classroom through the App Switcher. Simply scroll down until you see the Classroom icon. Or you can type classroom.google.com into the Omnibox. This is my preferred method. If you've never joined Google Classroom, you'll be asked to sign in. Once you enter your credentials, you'll be prompted to select a role. Make sure you select the teacher profile. This profile will allow you not only to join classes, but also create them. To create a new class, click on the plus button on the homepage, then Create Class. A pop-up window will appear asking you for details about the class. The only required field is the class name. I'm going to name my class Google Classroom Badge. I also like to fill out the section field with the academic year or semester and year that I'm teaching the course in. You can see on my class tiles that the section name appears right below the class name, making it easy to identify my courses. If you want to change any of this information, it can be easily edited under Class Settings. Click Create to finish. Once you've created your course, it will automatically open to the stream. The next step is to begin modifying your class settings. These settings are specific to each class and will have to be modified each time a new course is created. To access class settings, click on the gear. The first section is where you can change or update the class details you entered when you created the course. The next section deals with invite codes. The default setting has invite codes turned on. However, you have the ability to turn your code off or reset it. You can copy an invitation link or display a class code from this location. We'll talk more about how to use these to add students to your class shortly. The next section is all about stream management. The stream is the first thing students will see when they enter your classroom and is typically used for announcements and social purposes. You can control who is allowed to post and comment on the stream. You can allow students to post and comment, only comment, or make it to where only you as the teacher can post and comment. This setting is a personal preference, but I typically like to start off the year where only I have the ability to post and comment until I have a chance to talk with my students about digital literacy and appropriate behavior for interacting on the stream in our class. The next setting controls whether notifications about classwork will appear on the stream. By default, all the assignments you post under the classwork tab will also appear on the stream. I would highly encourage you to set this to hide notifications. This allows you to use your stream only for announcements or as a social gathering place. It also helps to keep your classroom more organized because your students will have to go to the classwork tab to see assignments where you can organize all of your content using topics. Next up are Guardian Summaries. A Guardian Summary is an email summary to a child's guardian that includes missing work, upcoming work, and an overview of class activity. Once invited, the guardians can select to receive updates daily, weekly, or not at all. This is a great way to keep guardians up to date about their child's work completion and allows them to have a picture of what their child is working on in class. These are turned off by default. To enable Guardian Summaries, click this switch. If you don't want to turn summaries on for all your current classes and the classes you create going forward, make sure to uncheck the Add All box. Then click Add Class. Google Classroom now has the ability to create Google Meets. To turn on this feature, begin by clicking Generate Meet Link. This will automatically set the link to visible to your students. If you don't want your Meet link to be visible, you can always toggle this setting off. The drop-down arrow next to the link will allow you to copy the link to send out via email, reset the link, or completely remove it from the class. You can join your Meet link from two different locations, the Stream and the Classwork tab. The last section is grade calculation. This section is completely optional. You can grade assignments and provide feedback through Google Classroom without setting up grade calculation. In fact, if you use an external gradebook like Infinite Campus, I would set the options to no overall grade. This way, there's no confusion over where your students should look, Google Classroom or Infinite Campus, for their final grade. If you do decide to calculate overall grades in Google Classroom, you can choose to calculate by total points or weight by category. In addition to class settings, Google Classroom also has general settings or global settings. These are accessed by clicking on the three lines in the upper left corner, then clicking on Settings at the bottom of the menu. Here, you can change your profile picture, enable or disable email notifications and mobile notifications. You can also specify which types of email notifications you would like to receive and select which classes you would like to receive mobile notifications for. You can add students to Google Classroom through three methods: a class code, student email, or by sending out an invite link. I'm going to demonstrate all three options. However, having students join with a class code is the easiest option, especially if you have older students. To have students join with a class code, they'll need to go to classroom.google.com. Once there, they'll click on the plus button on the home page, then click on Join Class. At this time, they'll be prompted to enter your class code. You can display your class code from two different locations: Class Settings, which we saw earlier, and the Stream. Click the Display button to enlarge the code so all of your students can easily see it. Your second option is to manually add your students by their email. To do this, click on the People tab, then click the Invite Student button. Enter all of your students' emails, then click Invite. A tile will appear on your student's homepage with the word Join. When they click this button, they'll be added to your classroom. This option is great for younger students. Finally, you can invite students to join your class using a special invite link that can be sent out via email. You can copy this link from 4 different locations by clicking the More menu on the class tile in the home page, the More menu next to the class code in the Stream, Class Settings, and finally the People tab under Invite Students. Google Classroom allows you to add multiple teachers to a class. This feature is especially great if you're collaborating with a colleague on a course or if you have a co-teacher. To add a teacher to your class, click on the People tab, then click on Invite Teachers. Enter your colleague's email and press Invite. Google Classroom is a wonderful platform to use because of how intuitive it is. In this section, I'm going to provide you an overview of the features Classroom has and where to locate them. Let's start with the home page. This is what you'll see each time you open up Google Classroom. Each class has its own tile labeled with the course name. The More menu on the tile allows you to copy the invite link, edit the course details, make a copy of the course, or archive it. The jagged arrow allows you to go directly to the gradebook for that class, and the folder directly navigates you to the Google Drive for that class. You can easily reorganize how your tiles appear on the home page by clicking and dragging. This will also reorder how your classes appear under the main menu. Other important features include To Review, which allows you to see all student work. This is a quick way to see which assignments have been submitted and need to be graded. I use this feature all the time to help manage grading late work. You can also filter by an individual class. Anytime you set a due date for an assignment, it will automatically be added to your classroom calendar. You can click Calendar to see the due dates for all classes, or you can filter by an individual class. To Do will show your work if you're enrolled in any classes as a student. Again, you have the option to filter by class. Finally, you can return to the home page at any point by clicking the main menu, then clicking Classes. Let's take a look at what's located under the main menu. As I mentioned before, you can click on Classes to return to the home page. You also have the option to access your calendar from here and the To Review section. All the courses that appear on your home page will also appear in the main menu. Remember, you can always change the order the courses appear in by reorganizing your tiles on the home page. If you're enrolled in any classes as a student, you can access your to-do list from here, as well as your enrolled courses. Finally, you can access your archived classes and the general or global settings. Now let's open a class and look at the features available there. Each time you open a class, you'll be brought to the Stream tab. The Stream serves as a communication hub where you can create and schedule announcements for your class. In addition to posting announcements, you can join a Google Meet, as well as manage your Meet settings under the More menu. You can also display your class code and see assignments that will be due for students within the next 6 days. The Classwork tab is where you'll create, distribute, and organize your assignments, questions, and materials. The People tab is where you can add and remove students and/or co-teachers from your class. The Grades tab is where you can view and update your Google Classroom gradebook. And finally, the Gear is where we accessed our class settings. I'll go over these tabs in more detail during later videos. Thank you so much for being part of the Educate community today. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to give us a thumbs up and comment down below. Also, be sure to ring the bell and hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified anytime we post new content. We would also love to connect with you on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We hope to see you soon.